Fox Sports Houston is brought to you by Bud Light Lime, by the Ford F-150, by Jack in the Box, and by Southwest Airlines. Outside it's sizzling hot. Inside Minute Maid Park, these two teams ready to go as the opener of a 6-game homestand comes to Houston. It's the Astros off a 5-4 road trip, and the Royals, who have lost 5 in a row. Here's the starting lineup for Trey Hillman, who was born in Amarillo and lives in Liberty Hill, Texas. It's David DeJesus in left field, followed by Willie Bloomquist at shortstop. Billy Butler bats third at first base. The cleanup man is right fielder Jose Guillen, with Mark Teahen at third, Alberto Callaspo at second, Miguel Olivo the catcher. Zach Greinke, the pitcher, is batting 8th. When's the last time that happened in an American League game? And the center fielder, Mitch Meyer, bats ninth, brought to you by Southwest Airlines.
Russ Ortiz works for the Astros tonight. Russ, the last time out of no decision against the Rangers, really pitched well. 6 innings, 7 hits, 4 runs, 3 of which were earned. Walked a man, struck out 5 through 81 pitches. He's made 2 starts now since coming back to the rotation from the pen, and has thrown the ball well both times. Defensively for the Astros, brought to you by BMW. The outfield alignment, typical. Lee, Bourne, and Pence. A little bit different look. And the infield, Darren Erstad makes his 5th start at first base. It's been 2 calendar years since Erstad's made an error. Pudge does the catching for Russ tonight.
And the Astros find themselves 3 games under 500, just 5 games behind front-running St. Louis in the National League Central. The Astros have gone 14-8 in their last 22 games. Leadoff man is left fielder David DeJesus, a .245 hitter with 5 homers, 31 runs batted in. He has a .295 on base average. Leads the American League in triples with 6. Ortiz delivers, and it's strike 1. Mark Wegner is calling the balls and strikes for this one. DeJesus, a former center fielder, went 2 for 4 on Sunday. He's hit 2 homers in the last 3 games. Leadoff homer on Friday. Ortiz missing, goes to a 1-ball, 1-strike count. This is Russ's 3rd career start against this Kansas City team. He has no decisions and a 3.21 ERA in the first 2.
Royals second to last in the American League in runs scored. Second to last in home runs. They don't have a lot of team speed either.
Ground ball to second. Roll Matsui to his left. Over to Darren Erstad, 1 out.
And they're a little bit banged up too. Alex Gordon on the DL. Coco Crisp also injured. He's done for the year. He just made that announcement today. And the Royals come to town scuffling. They've dropped 5 in a row, and none of those 5 ball games have really been close.
Willie Bloomquist, .286, 1 homer, 14 runs batted in, is a strong candidate for the Royals club MVP to this point of the season. Ball 1 to Bloomquist. Mike Aviles, the starting shortstop, on the disabled list. Bloomquist can play anywhere on the field, and he's been pressed into action now at this position. He had an 8-game hitting streak that was snapped on Sunday. He hit .333 during that streak. It's 2 balls, no strikes to Bloomquist, 31 years old, former Seattle Mariner. That sun could be an issue down the right field line. Bloomquist from Arizona State hit .394 for the Sun Devils. Ortiz puts one in for a strike. That makes it 2-1. Bloomquist, a 3rd-round pick of the Mariners in '99, signed as a free agent this January with the Royals to a 2-year deal. On the 60-day DL with a right hamstring injury last year. Back in '07, he hit an inside the park homer here at Minute Maid Park, the first by a visitor in this ballpark. Fouled away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Over the years since '97, when interleague play began, these two teams have faced each other in 21 games. The Astros are 14-7. Trey Hillman, though, did not manage any of those. He's a relative newcomer to the Kansas City scene. Hillman coming from Japan, where he managed for 5 years. 46 years old, born in Amarillo, lives in Liberty Hill, went to UT Arlington. 2nd season as the Royal skipper. Tejada to his right. Pitch to about number 2 for Ortiz.
As I mentioned, Russ last time out, 6 solid innings against the Rangers. Ended up with a no decision. The game the Astros lost in 10 innings. Prior to that, 5 1/3 of scoreless baseball against the Cubs. It's part of a long scoreless stretch he had going, most of it coming out of the bullpen.
Yeah, he had one 4 1/3 inning relief stint here against Pittsburgh. Another 4 innings scoreless against Texas here. Performed very well in relief. Billy Butler takes a look at strike one. Butler at first base tonight. Begins the evening at 286. He has 6 homers, 31 runs batted in. Butler, 24 years old, from Orange Park, Florida. He gets a curveball, and it's 1-1. Butler was a first-round choice of the Royals in 2004, and his high school teammate in Florida, Eric Hurley, drafted in the first round by the Rangers, the 5th pair of high school teammates to be first-rounders the same year of the draft.
I'm going to guess they won their league that year.
Yeah, probably. You'd have to ask why not if they didn't, with 2 talents like that in the first round. Ortiz puts one in for strike 2, and it's a ball and 2 strikes to Billy Butler.
Curveball's a big pitch for Russ. Fastball, curveball, straight change, and then a little cut fastball.
Now 2-2. Butler had a nice day Sunday, going 2 for 4 with a double. He's hit .323 in his last 16 games. Slugging Mike Jacobs is on the bench for this game. He's been DHing for Kansas City. Jacobs has 10 homers, 26 runs batted in. Fastball fouled away. Keeps the count at 2-2 for Russ Ortiz. Rodriguez pitched a stellar game at Minnesota on Sunday. 7 innings, 2 hits, 1 run. The Astros got the combined 2-hitter and beat the Twins 4-1. And enjoyed the off day yesterday.
Starting pitching on the road trip was pretty solid, especially over the weekend in Minnesota. Complete game for Roy, and although the numbers don't ultimately look that good, he pitched better than the numbers. Moeller had a solid start.
Bounce to third. Jeff Keppinger makes the long throw. It's a 3 ground ball out first for Russ Ortiz. No score. Cecil Cooper's club tonight. The Astros at home are 16-18. Michael Bourne, Jeff Keppinger, Hunter Pence, Carlos Lee, Miguel Tejada, Darren Erstad, Ivan Pudge Rodriguez, Kazuo Matsui, Russ Ortiz, brought to you by Southwest Airlines.
Zach Greinke, 25-year-old right-hander with outstanding stuff, goes to the mound for the Royals tonight, making his 15th start, 8-3, .96 ERA. Look at the strikeout to walks. Absurd. 106 strikeouts, just 18 free passes.
Ball one was high to Michael Bourne. Michael's hitting 300. Now the count's even at 1-1. 2 homers and 18 runs batted in for Michael. He has scored 41 times, and on the road trip he hit 375. He really can throw hard if he wants to. Sometimes in relief he can touch 97, 98 miles per hour. 2 balls and a strike. And he can really command all of his pitches. Line drive to right. Jose Guillen snags that sinking liner. 1 out.
I'm not sure if that was a hard play he made look easy or an easy play made look hard, but at the end of the day he made the play, and I guess that's all that matters. And we'll take a look at the Royals defensively. We talked about their offensive shortcomings. They've also made the second most errors in the American League to Jesus Meyer and Guillen across the outfield. Tina Bloomquist can play all over. Callaspo at second. Butler, the youngster, at first. The lead of the catcher's got power.
Jeff Keppinger looks at ball one, 273, 3 homers, 9 runs batted in. Jeff Blum getting closer to rejoining the active roster. He had a workout today before the game. Pronounced himself ready to go. 2 balls, no strikes. Meanwhile, it's Keppinger filling in at third base on a daily basis. This is a tough assignment for a right-handed hitter. Greinke holding right-handed batters to a .215 batting average with 1 homer and 191 at bats.
Yeah, so a tall order when you're facing a guy like Greinke, and it gets a little bit tougher with Blummer banged up and Lance having just become a father for the 4th time yesterday, not in the starting lineup tonight.
Up the middle on the breaking pitch. Backhanded. Callaspo with the throw in time. Good play for the second out.
Slick little backhand play there by Callaspo.
Greinke with those 18 walks JD talked about. Also doesn't allow much of a batting average. He's only given up 3 home runs in 101 innings.
Yeah. The good news is a lot of that has come recently, if you can call 3 home runs a lot. He was so good for the first 10 starts or so, had an .084 ERA.
Hunter Pence with ball one.
Got 5 complete games already this year, a couple of shutouts, and certainly one of the candidates to be the starter for the American League in the All-Star game.
Hunter Pence gets a fastball, fouls it back after the slow curve. It's 1-1. Pence, a .331 hitter, as you noticed probably, tied for 7th in the league. At home, he's even better, .342. Hunter, in the last 7 games, has hit .393 with 3 homers. Off the right field line. Great job of hitting by Hunter Pence. He'll take a big turn. Jose Guillen launches one. Backed up by the third baseman. Wow, he let fly with that one.
And Hunter down there in the shrug of the shoulders thinking, what if I kept going I would have been there, but obviously you don't know that the guy's going to airmail the throw, and Guillen got to it in a timely manner. He's got a big arm, he can really throw. Better though when he has a grip on the ball. Hunter going to force the action, and then as you sees Guillen get to the ball, he puts on the brakes.
2-out single for the Astros. Now it's Carlos Lee. Lee trying to get started again, but he's hit into some hard outs recently. Gets this one in the air, and the first baseman Butler comes over near the stands. It's out of play for El Caballo for strike 1. Carlos 0 for 12.
Greinke, and again, struggling might be too strong of a word, but obviously not as sharp in recent starts as he had been, and he says that it's just a matter of needing to pitch inside again. He said he did that effectively early, and he's gotten away from it a little bit, so keep an eye on that tonight.
Yeah, we were hearing that he hasn't been locating quite as well in those last few games, but what a tremendous start to the season he had. He started out 4-0 with an ERA of 0. 36 strikeouts in his first 4 starts.
That inside hitter. obviously he's got a good enough one where he can beat a lot of guys if he gets it in on their hands. Adam clock at 94. We saw 196 a little while ago. Two complete game shutouts among those first 4 starts.
They were against Detroit and Texas. He tried to check his swing. The appeal goes down to first. There's a ruling by Rob Drake. It's 1-2.
Hate the Drake.
According to the Elias Sports Bureau, Greinke was the first major league pitcher to go 4-0 with an ERA of 0 and have at least 36 strikeouts in his first 4 starts. It's hammered on a line to left center. Hunter Pence will hit for third base. Picked up by De Jesus. Hunter gets a stop sign from Dave Clark. And a ringing single by Carlos Lee to snap the 0-for-12.
You know, against the elite pitchers, sometimes the best shot you have is early before they settle in. The hanging slider right there that Carlos jumped all over. Opportunity for Tejada now to give the Astros the early lead. That ball with not a whole lot going on. Just a cement mixer spinning up there.
Runners at the corners. Tejada with 38 runs batted in finds himself batting 5th tonight with Lance Berkman resting. Leads the league in hits with 91. .331 average, 6 homers, 38 runs batted in for Miggy. Miggy hit 200 on the Astros road trip, but he's driven in 5 runs in his last 8 games. Tejada 3 for 6 lifetime against Greinke. 306 this year with 2 outs and runners in scoring position. Darren Erstad on deck. He looks at the curve for ball 1. Greinke was the Royals' first round draft choice in '02. He was the 8th player drafted. He's from Orlando, Florida. He was the Gatorade National Baseball Player of the Year in '02. As a senior in high school, 9-2 with a 0.55 ERA. Heat there, 1-1. Wow, 6. First time the Astros have faced Zach Greinke, who last year was 13-10 for the Royals with a 3.47 ERA. Has 42 major league wins and 48 losses. Inside. 2-1. His pitching coach has said in an article, well, he has a little streak of meanness in him. He certainly is not shy about pitching inside. Greinke's only hit 1 batter this season, though. Foul back. He has 5 complete games of 14 starts. The majors in ERA, and he is 2nd in the American League in strikeouts.
Well, those 5 complete games, it probably more than most teams have.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, through his first 10 starts, his ERA was 0.84. Last pitcher to have an ERA under 1 in his first 10 starts was Juan Marichal of the Giants, 66.
He might as well just quit.
But as you said, recently things have not been going as well, and in fact last time out in a 12-5 loss to Arizona on Wednesday, gave up 8 hits and 6 runs, 4 of them earned in 6 2/3 innings. He's 0-2 in June with a 5.68 ERA.
All right, we'll keep trying.
That's the other side. It's very tough to maintain the pace he set through those first 10 starts. Line to left center field, and the Astros strike first. It's 1-0 on the RBI single by Tejada. 3 straight hits. Going with 2 outs, Tejada gets RBI number 39.
Well, Carlos jumped on a bad slider. It looked like Miggy did too. That would be the one piece of advice I've given from what I've seen so far. Throw the curveball, not the slider. His curveball has great action. He's thrown a couple sliders. Neither one of them have done much. Not that he's soliciting advice from me. I'm just an old hack sitting up here watching a ball game, but I really like that curveball.
Oh, yeah. Darren Erstad, a 141 hitter. Worked better than that lately because he's had more playing time. He has no homers, 3 runs batted in. He's made 4 starts in left field on the last road trip. Those were his first starts in left since last September. This is his 5th start this season at first base tonight. And 11th start overall. Roll to second. Iaspo over to first. 1 run, 3 hits, 2 left for the Astros, who lead it 1-0.
Park to honor some of the great moments. We present the 10-year bracket challenge. The quarterfinals continue this week, and we're debating between Craig Biggio's final game in 2007 and Jeff Kent's home run in the bottom of the ninth, Game 5 of the 2004 NLCS. Go to Astros.com to cast your vote today. Getting down to the nitty-gritty. The quarterfinals are upon us. Look out for that 12 seed. Always dangerous.
Oh,
Keep an eye on Davidson.
Jose Guillen leads it off, 1-0 Astros. Here's the second inning. He smacks one on a line to left field. Hit number 1 for the Royals comes from their cleanup man and right fielder, a .266 hitter with 8 homers, 33 runs batted in. By the way, the 33 runs batted in leads the Royals club, and that's the lowest number for a club leader in Major League Baseball.
When you look at the Royals personnel, you look at the numbers, and you say, well, you know, let me leave the Tian having a decent year, as is Guillen. But they're lacking, maybe 1 or 2 big bats. They seem to have a lot of complementary players.
Tian was going to be the second baseman and was until Gordon got hurt at third. Gordon is hoped to return by late July after right hip labrum surgery. So Tian's back at third base. .279, 8 homers, 24 runs batted in. Losing his team in baseball since 94 seasons with 100 losses or more. 5 times they've been a last place team.
They got off to a great start this year. They are 18-11. Attendance is up. Very few clubs can say that. Of course, it had been down so low in recent years and seemingly had nowhere to go but up. But since that great start, they've really scuffled. Just 11-28 since that 18-11 start.
Trey Hillman hoping for that reversal starting tonight after a 4-5 homestand against Cincinnati, Arizona, and St. Louis. Swept by the Cardinals. They've lost 5 in a row now. Goes upstairs for Tian, and it's 1-2 for Russ Ortiz.
Russ working that fastball up above the belt. Tian, a valuable guy, can play all over. And has played all over. The guys seem to move positions a couple of times.
He moves back, and it's 2-2. Ortiz, you talked about it, the fact that he's been pitching well, JD, for a while now. It just seems like he's come into a nice mix, keeping the hitters off balance, moving the ball around.
Yeah, you know, he had a real nice spring. He really didn't throw the ball that poorly at the start of the year either. Struggled a little bit with his control.
Line to left field. Carlos Lee comes over to play it to his right. Guillen takes the turn at second, holds on there. Back-to-back singles now. Have the Royals threatening with Callaspo coming up.
He started the year in the bullpen. The Astros didn't need a fifth starter, so he worked out of the pen a couple of times and made 3 starts. None of them were disastrous. They weren't great, but they were okay. Ultimately was moved to the bullpen and just wasn't happy about it. He said so at the time. This is what I do. I work slowly. You know, there was some concern because he throws a lot of pitches and walks a fair number of hitters. But if you look at his career numbers, he did that in some of his best years. One of those guys that's always been able to pitch around traffic.
Second baseman Alberto Callaspo is up with runners at first and second. The Astros pinch in at the corners. Callaspo had Sunday off. See if he might be bunting here. He is not. And it's strike one to Callaspo. Former Arizona Diamondbacks. They had a 9-game hitting streak, which was snapped last Wednesday, up to 305 for the season. He's the second toughest to fan in the American League. He looks at that one, and it's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Callaspo, 26 years old, from Maracay, Venezuela. Began his career in the Angels organization. Then he was traded to Arizona in 06. Switch hitter. He came to Kansas City in the winter of 07 for pitcher Billy Buckner.
Just trying to get him to go after that sinking fastball, thinking ground ball double play. He got 3 ground balls in the first inning. Would love to get one here. Callaspo has been better from the other side this year. The right-handed hitter hitting 372. 270 from the left side.
Miguel Olivo's on deck. 3 balls and a strike.
Good try, man. Just a bit outside.
Ortiz has a ERA in the month of June of 1.45. That's 3rd best in the National League. That's a walk, and the bases are loaded with nobody out.
This day in Astros history is brought to you by the MD Anderson Cancer Center. June 23rd, 1986. Glenn Davis hits a 2-run homer off Ted Power, bottom of the 9th, to beat the Reds 7-6. Only I remember this one. Larry Anderson, the winning pitcher, without officially facing a batter. Threw a wild pitch, covered home, tagged out Buddy Bell at the plate. Comes into the dugout. We score. He wins. What a joke.
Miguel Olivo.
Starting pitcher probably went out there and battled his brains out, and he comes in, throws a wild pitch, he gets a W.
Olivo with strike one. He has 27 runs batted in, 10 homers, a 253 batting average, 1 grand slam in his career. You would not have been the starting pitcher on that occasion, would you?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Seems like I remember that game. I remember the play. I think I would have been even more bitter had I been the starting pitcher.
Olivo foul tips that one, and it's 0-2. John Buck is on the disabled list right now with a back injury.
Olivo is a dangerous hitter. He's got 10 home runs, but he's not a scientific hitter. He's up there flailing. He's a hacker.
He has 2 walks and 58 strikeouts this season.
This is a confrontation where, I mean, if you've looked at those numbers, and presumably Russ and Pudge have, and they talked about it before the game with Dewey Robinson, I mean, you can finish this at bat without having to throw another pitch in the strike zone. You know, sooner or later, even if you run the count full, sooner or later he's hacking. That doesn't mean he can't hurt you. There's guys that you see it with Miggy. Miggy doesn't walk, but he hits pitches up out of the zone, down around his toes. Alfonso Soriano, another guy like that. So Olivo's one of those guys that you've got to. You talk about expanding the strike zone for a hitter. You've got to expand beyond the norm for guys like this.
Bounce to shortstop. Tejada will throw to third and get the force play there as the tying run scores to make it 1-1. The tee and force from 6 to 5. Ian scoring. And now it's Callaspo at second, Olivo at first.
And initially, Mickey wants to come home with this ball, but felt like he didn't have a shot there. Maybe the base runner cutting off his throwing lane forces him to go to third base. The other thing there, you know, it's the runner's responsibility to avoid contact there. So, you know, Miggy he does not have to wait for the runner to pass by.
Pitcher Zach Greinke looks at it. It's ball 1. Greinke homered off Ortiz in Arizona. He has 3 hits in 12 major league at bats for a .250 average, and he was a big time hitter in high school. According to some stories about him, and there have been plenty this year, he really would prefer to be a position player in some ways. Loves to hit. You know he's up for this challenge. Pops it up. Erstad is calling off Rodriguez. 2 outs. So Trey Hillman, after the Royals just played the Cardinals, goes with a Tony La Russa ploy, and that's the pitcher 8th.
Yeah, I think the Cardinals have won 5 of the last 6 games between these 2 clubs. So Trey probably figures, well, whatever Tony's doing is good enough for me. Although one thing Tony can do that Trey can't do is write Pujols on his lineup card. That's the biggest difference. I don't care where you hit your pitcher. That's the difference maker.
Mitch Meyer, a rookie with a .242 average, has 8 runs batted in. And there's strike 1. He was the 4th outfielder before the center fielder Coco Crisp got hurt. Myers had 91 at bats.
Yeah, that hurts the Royals. They paying Crisp $7 or $8 million, and he's done for the year. But they bumped their payroll up. They were at 58 or 9. They're up to 75 now, I believe, something like that. And they feel like they've got some young players in the system that are close to coming up and giving them a little boost. Spent a lot of money in the draft last year. All those bottom of the division finishes, you would figure they'd be stockpiled with some prospects.
Yeah. Ball 2 strikes to Meyer. They spent on some free agent relievers, a couple of 2-year contracts going out to Cruz and Farnsworth in their bullpen. Mitch Meyer turned 27 in another week. Trotsky, Michigan. He went to the University of Toledo. He was a first-round pick in 03, 30th player drafted that year. Dayton Moore, the general manager, does not believe in compromising when it comes to signing draft choices. The Royals are really committed to building through their farm system. Crisp, very speedy, good defensive outfielder, so he will be missed defensively by the Kansas City pitching staff, you'd have to think. It's 2-2. The Royals have definitely struggled to scratch out runs. They're 13th in the American League, 282 runs this season coming into this game. won a championship in Japan. They're going to miss for Ortiz. Ends the top of the second with his first strikeout. With 1 run scoring on 2 hits, 2 men left. It's 1-1. Bottom of the second coming up later in our Dodge Grab Live feature. We'll hear from Chris Sampson on his favorite movie. Pudge Rodriguez leading it off here in the home second inning against Zach Greinke, who gave up 3 consecutive 2-out singles for the Astros run in the first. Pudge, a .249 hitter with 6 homers, has driven in 29. He'll be followed by Matsui and Ortiz in the Astros second. Pudge hit .231 on the road trip when he became the all-time leader in games caught. Greinke misses, and it's ball 1. Zach Pudge, a .370 hitter lifetime against Zach Greinke with 1 homer, 4 runs batted in. Greinke had a 34-inning scoreless streak. Drops the big curve in for a strike, and it's 1-1.
Yeah, I haven't seen Greinke pitch much. I've seen highlights on TV, and what I remember seeing was that fastball up and in, pushing the right-handers off the plate, and then that knee-buckling curveball. You can command the glove side with that four-seamer. Be awfully tough. That one 95 miles an hour. Good over-the-top delivery, drives that ball downhill.
Heater makes it 2 balls, 2 strikes. Greinke is throwing harder now than when he took his leave of absence from baseball. 97 to 73, the difference in velocity. That one flying over the Royals dugout. Strikeout number 1 for Greinke.
Yeah, he just overmatched Pudge there, but he's going to overmatch a lot of hitters with what he featured in that sequence. Trying to gear up for that 97. He drops that 12-6 curveball on you. Hang with him.
Falling behind the hitters. 6 of the first 7 with ball 1. As well, Matsui takes that one, and it's strike 1. Matsui, .233, 1 homer, 13 runs batted in. He's hit safely in 4 of his 5 games since coming back from the DL. .353 on the road trip. Ground ball single to center field for Matsui. Hit number 4 for the Astros. He's been working on that left-handed stroke with Sean Berry. He was finishing very high with his hands. They've lowered his hands on the follow-through.
A good swing of the bat here after the first pitch change-up for strike 1. They figure they can slip a piece of cheese by him, and Tazewell jumping all over.
We talked about Greinke hitting a homer off Ortiz at Arizona, but Ortiz is 2 for 2 against Greinke. 250, 1 homer, 2 runs batted in for this season. A 208 major league hitter with 7 career home runs.
Likely bunting, but with 1 out. Might let him swing.
Take strike 1.
Not an easy guy to get a bunt down against. That riding fastball in the mid-90s, tough to bunt. Curveball a challenge as well.
Dropped by Olivo. Took a look down at first where Matsui was coming back. 1-1. Greinke needs 27 more strikeouts, and he will become the only Kansas City pitcher to strike out that many before the All-Star break. 2-1. His first 10 starts, he allowed 2 runs or less. That has seldom been done since 1954 out of the gate. Ortiz bunts it. The over. The toss to first. Sacrifice from 1 to 3. Matsui to second.
Well, RBI opportunity for Michael Bourne now. One of the hotter hitters on the club in recent games.
He is second in batting average with runners in scoring position in the National League at .396. Ball pretty well. Sinking liner caught by Guillen in the first inning. Ball went upstairs. Greinke sat out a lot of time in 06 on the 60-day disabled list for depression, for a social anxiety disorder. He was treated with medication and came back in 07. Ball right center field, coming over and calling Mitch Meyer for the 3rd out. No runs ahead, a man stranded. After 2, it's tied 1-1.
The score here in the top of the 3rd, and I'm out here in the Crawford boxes with Mallory Conger, marketing manager for the Houston Astros, and as always, lots of giveaways on this homestand. Mallory, we're going to talk about some of these things, but first up, we got to talk about the great new promotion you guys have going on, the Kids Free Summer.
Yeah, we partnered with Minute Maid on this, and it's a really exciting promotion. For every adult ticket you purchase in the view deck, 1, 2, or mezzanine, you can get 2 free kids tickets. So it's a really great promotion. Minute Maid's backed us on that, and we're really excited about it. And you know, summer's a great time for the family to come out to the ballpark. So.
Totally awesome. And then for the next couple of games, they can come out and you've got some giveaways. What do you have for the rest of this Royal Series?
Yeah, for tomorrow we're going to start with our Price Matters Days. That's presented by HEB, and you can get a ticket, a hot dog, a soda, and a chips, actually. And that's just $10. And then on Thursday, our all-you-can-eat Thursdays, the price is reduced to $20. So that's your game ticket. You get unlimited hot dogs, nachos, popcorn, peanuts, soda, and water. And then Thursday's a day game. It starts at 1:05, and you'll get this great retro T-shirt that's presented by Bastion Technologies. So we're really excited about that as well. Friday, the Tigers come into town. You want to get to the game early. We're going to celebrate Tejada's 2000th career hit. We're going to be giving away the Orange Cap collectible. It's presented by AT&T, and then Friday night after the game we have fireworks by Marathon Oil Corporation.
And these are totally cool because these retro T-shirts and the retro hat, part of a series. The blue hat has already been given away, so this is the orange one. And can we expect to see a couple more as we go on through the season?
There's 2 more. We have the Gold Star one and then the Astros black cap. So it's a pretty cool little set.
Well, very cool. And then the Tigers are in town. After that, what do you have for the weekend?
On Saturday, we're going to be honoring Pudge Rodriguez. He broke the Major League Baseball record for the most games caught, so you want to get to the game early. And then we're going to be giving away the bronze Bagwell bust. That's also part of a set. We're going to do a Biggio one later in the summer as well, so that's pretty cool.
Well, and this is very cool. I have to honestly say this Bagwell bust I have been waiting for all season long. I'm not even going to be here for that game, but I'm stealing this one. It actually looks, if you see it right there, his face, he's got the goatee. This one actually really looks like Jeff, and great to put on a desk, on a mantle, anywhere. And the good thing about it is this won't be the only one, will it?
No. Once you get the Biggio one, you'll have a nice set. That's later this summer, so you should check out the promo calendar on Astros.com for that date. But yeah, it makes a nice collection.
Yeah, very cool. And before I let you go, you've got some other things that are kind of some year-round things. Bayou Bash, just tell us about some of the other things that we can expect to see on a regular basis.
Okay, on Saturdays for the weekends, we have our Bud Light Young Professionals Night. It's $48, and it's a really great deal. And then on Sundays all summer, we have Astros Bayou Bash. So it's also $48. It includes some food and a drink, so it should be a good time.
And we've got this one last item up here, this gym bag. Tell us when this is. And this one, you can put all this stuff. You guys come on out to all these, put all your items in this great gym bag. When is this?
The gym bag is on Sunday. That's from Kroger, so we're really excited about that as well.
Okay, and there's the gym bag right there. First 10,000 fans through the gates get the very cool Astros gym bag. So, Mallory, thanks so much. Some great stuff as always, and we look forward to you keeping us posted as the season goes on.
Thank you very much.
All right, guys.
Thank you, Patty and Mallory. No balls and a strike to Bloomquist. Jesus drew a walk on a 3-1 pitch in this 1-1 game in the third. Billy Butler's on deck with the Astros infield pinching in a double play depth. Ortiz gets a strike. It's 0-2 to Willie Bloomquist. Bloomquist, one of the versatile players who has made starts at every position except first, pitcher, and catcher this year. He's actually played at first base twice, just hasn't started there. Tony Pena Jr. is on this club. He can play shortstop. Matsui gets it to Tejada and then on to Erstad for a 4-6-3 double play.
Had to be quick. Bloomquist runs pretty well and well executed by the Astros. So the cleanup, or the leadoff walk, cleaned up with his double play. Ball off the bat of Willie Bloomquist. Nice play by Matsui. Quickly he gets into a throwing position after rocking back on his heels. Field that sharp ground ball. He's pretty slick out there, Caswell. And a good turn under pressure by Miggy.
Close play at first on the stretch by Erstad. The Astros get the out call. Now it's Billy Butler. Butler grounded to third earlier. Ball one for Ortiz. Mike Hampton continues to feel good as he tries to get back to the Astros rotation. Felipe Paulino through a simulated game today. He sounds about ready to go again. And then there's Jeff Blum, and he hopes to be back by the weekend. 2 balls, no strikes.
And no announcement yet as to who's going to take that start on Saturday for the Astros. Oswalt tomorrow, Brian Mueller on Thursday, Wandy on Friday.
2-1.
Maybe Paulino, maybe Brandon Backey. Good slider there. Pudge liked it. Maybe somebody from the minor leagues. Who knows?
Well, Bud Norris is a hot hand right now at AAA Round Rock. He's being discussed by the Astros. That much has been made public. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Butler. Meanwhile, Russ Ortiz, part of an original 5-man rotation of the Astros. Those original 5 pitchers in the Astros rotation now have combined for 1 more win than Cy Young had in his career. They've won 512. Smacked, and Carlos Lee just turns and watches that one sail out for a go-ahead homer by Butler. 2-1 Kansas City on Butler's 7th.
There's no doubt about that one. Boy, he put a good aggressive swing on that breaking pitch. Up on the train tracks, and the Royals have the 2-1 lead. Trying to go down and away with a breaking pitch, and he went out and just hammered it.
It's his 61st home run by a Royal this year. Strike to Jose Guillen. He lined a single to left and came around to score. Butler's hit 7 of them. The Royals 13th in the American League in long ball. To right field, Hunter Pence nearing the line. And it's 1 run, 1 hit as the Royals get a Butler drive to take a 2-1 lead. Houston is brought to you by Aflac, by the Ford F-150, by the MD Anderson Cancer Center, by Reliant Energy, and by Southwest Airlines. Smoking hot evening outside. Inside, a 2-1 lead for the Royals behind Zach Greinke. And a go-ahead homer from Billy Butler. Jeff Keppinger takes the curve. It's in the dirt for ball 1. Keppinger grounded out to second. Up the middle, Callaspo made a good play to get him in the first inning. The Royals not only have lost 5 in a row, they've lost each of those by at least 5 runs. 2 balls, no strikes.
I think that established some kind of a record.
Yeah.
Or tied one.
They've scored. They've allowed 53 runs in the last 5 games. Line shot left, and that's foul. 2 balls and a strike. Pence and Lee to follow Keppinger. Cardinals lead the Mets at New York 1-0 in the bottom of the 4th.
Keppinger, good quick bat there. Got on that inside fastball. The Astro hitters will have to start to look in there. Greinke has shown a willingness to come hard in with that heater. That bad slider again.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Greinke in 2005 was 5-17 with a 5.80 ERA.
A youngster, maybe pushed to the big leagues a little bit, get that big arm up and get him some experience on a bad club. A fairly predictable result. And you talked about the issues he had. Social, what do they call it? Social anxiety disorder?
Yes.
Something to that effect. Took some time away from the game. A very private guy. Likes to pitch, likes to play golf. Does not like the limelight. Which is kind of ironic the way he's pitching, because limelight squarely on him. Had the Sports Illustrated cover a while back.
It's been a while since that's happened to a Kansas City player. Keppinger up the middle. Greinke makes the play. 1 out. Now our league leaders, brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers, showing you Washington Nationals with a worst road record. 8-24. Then it's San Diego, Pittsburgh, Cleveland. Kansas City is 10-19 on the road, and Oakland is 14-23. The Royals have pitched pretty well. Their ERA on the road is 4.00. It's just a lack of offense primarily going into their road woes. Strike to Hunter Pence. He singled to right and came around to score on a Tejada hit. Greinke, after his rookie season in 2004, when he was 8-11 with a 3.97 ERA, was named the Royals Pitcher of the Year. And he went to a luncheon to honor him. He wasn't very thrilled about doing that. But every other starter on his club had an ERA of 5.58 or higher. So he said he went, but it didn't really mean anything to get that award. 2 balls and a strike. And according to several stories about him, he just loves the thrill of competing, but sometimes to the extent that he will make a game within a game. Foul back. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jeff Fulcino of the Astros was his teammate in Kansas City, and he talked about that. Of course, I think a lot of pitchers, JD, have this competition between themselves. So it might be between Greinke and another pitcher on the staff to see who strikes out more.
Yeah, he and Mesh apparently do a lot of that.
That's what we're hearing.
Who's going to have the ERA for the month? Who's going to strike out the most? Mesh apparently has been very good for Greinke. Dogs him a little bit. Apparently, when he went out to receive it, he received an award back in Kansas City for Pitcher of the Month for May. And when he went out to receive the award, Mesh yelled at him, said, "You better enjoy it because you're not going to get June."
Well, that's fun. What a month in April. Foul back. Zach in April was 5-0 with a 0.50 ERA. Only the 5th pitcher to win at least 5 games in April with an ERA under 1 that month. He's joining a company like Walter Johnson, Fernando Valenzuela, Randy Johnson, Cliff Lee. May 3-1 with a 1.57. That's not bad either. On to the shortstop, Bloomquist. 2 outs. He's really been one of those performers Kansas City fans have been watching in fairly large numbers this season. Also with the stadium remodeling and that boost in attendance you talked about.
Well, they only had one winning season since 1994. A couple years ago, they lost 100 games. Go back to 1985 to find a Royal playoff team, so they haven't had a lot to get excited about.
Carlos Lee. So for the heater for ball one.
Some people see Greinke and look at his numbers and think about Brett Saberhagen when he was with the Royals. Big strikeout numbers, hardly walked anybody. Same kind of stuff.
2-0 to El Caballo. Royals have had only one 15-game winner since '97. They'd love to go on a merry ride down Home Run Alley tonight. He backs away from it. It's 2-1. Carlos getting ever closer to number 300 himself. He's hit 12 this season. Oh, nice breaking ball. And it's 2-2. The Royals won 75 games last year.
And he's got such good tight spin on that curveball. Very difficult for the hitter to recognize it.
Hammer deep to center field. Meyer back. Just in front of Towles Hill. He has out number 3. After 3, it's 2-1 Royals. Tonight, who was the last Royal starter to win an ERA title? Aflac wants to know.
Well, we just mentioned Saberhagen. He'd be a good candidate.
Yeah, he would. Mark Teahan leads it off. It's at strike one from Russ Ortiz. 2-1 Kansas City. Teahan singled to left in the second. That might be the best guess we can make, JD.
You mentioned Apier to Boots.
Yeah.
Junior Bragg. He had some real nice years.
Sure did.
Mark Gubazine.
Yeah. Steve Busby. Jack in the Box standings will show you the AL Central. Tigers have a 4-game lead on the Twins. The Tigers will be here this weekend. Then it's the White Sox, Royals, and the Indians. Tigers,
boy, they've got some big arms in that rotation. Edwin Jackson is pitching tonight. So we'll see him over the weekend. You have to assume. Throws upper 90s. Verlander as well. Been known to hit triple digits. And got some of those in their bullpen, too.
Aspo takes a look at strike one. He walked in second. Well, Edwin Jackson tonight is out pitching Carlos Zambrano so far. Tigers 3, Cubs. Whoa, the Cubs have just scored twice in the 8th, so reverse that. Cubs lead at 4-3 now in the middle of the 8th inning. Rolled past the mound. Matsui hustles in, makes a quick throw. Nicely done for the second out. Jackson was out of the game, but Zumaya just gave up 2 runs for Detroit.
Second base has been a hot spot for the Astros lately. Matt Kata had all those chances a couple of days ago in Minnesota, and guys are having a busy day here today.
Cubs seem to be making a move, winning games late. Only 2.5 behind St. Louis. 2 outs now, and it's Olivo looking at ball 1. He got an RBI on a force play. St. Louis, Milwaukee, and Chicago all have 32 losses coming into play tonight. Astros have 35. Cincinnati has 34. 1 ball and 1 strike. It's a tightly bunched group in the NL Central. The Astros at one point were 9 games out. Now they trail by 5. They've won 10 of their last 14.
Right where they were when they left on the long road trip. Went on that 3-city trip, 9 games in 10 days, and did not lose any ground.
I'm chatting with some people during batting practice. A 5-4 road trip is really good. I don't think the Yankees would be disappointed with a 5-4 road trip against the dregs of the American League if they had one. Doesn't matter the quality of the opposition so much, but it's a nice record on a trip. Especially with the Astros going to Texas, where they had not won a game against the Rangers until their final game there, and then Minnesota having played so well at home, winning 2 of 3 there. Three balls, 2 strikes to Olivo.
Yeah, so the Astros just a game below 500 on the road this year. And 2 below 500 here at Minute Maid Park. That's something they're going to have to improve upon, of course. But this whole division, I mean, talk about making a move. You won 3 out of 4 and you've made a move. I mean, everybody's just kind of limping along. It's not like anybody's playing horribly, but not really red hot either.
Olivo grounds 1. Erstad is there. And he makes it a 3 ground ball out inning for the second time for Ortiz tonight. It's 2-1 Kansas City in the 4th. Hagen. Was it Gubazov? It was Kevin Appier in 1993 at 2.56.
We mentioned his name.
We threw him out there.
That counts. That's a win. Zach Greinke got a pretty good shot at doing that this year. Got the best mark in the AL right now, $196.
His 13 wins last year is his best season. He's only 25. Signed a 4-year, $38 million deal back in January. So the Royals locked him up. Miguel Tejada provided the first run. And so far the only one for the Astros with a single to left center. Curveball is foul back for strike 1. Greinke decided in one game, and some people think that, well, he's just kind of bored pitching. Some scouts don't think that he's really all that passionate about it, but he told his teammates in one game he was going to throw a curveball at 50 miles per hour. And he did it. Line to right field. It's in for a hit. Tejada's second of the night and 93rd hit of the year already.
Well, they come in bunches for Miggy, 2 tonight. 29 multi-hit games for him, just one behind Ichiro.
Darren Erstad grounded out to second. Darren's been one of the best interleague hitters. .333 for his career in interleague play. He takes it. It's ball one from Greinke. Greinke, in addition to playing so well in baseball, also lettered in high school in golf and volleyball.
Yeah, apparently he can just crush a golf ball. And he's got all kinds of game with all the shots.
Up the middle, Callaspo with a toss and double play on the relay from Bloomquist. 4-6-3.
The Astros have bounced into a bunch of double plays this year. It's pretty slick there, but just made it close, busted him down the line.
That is their 66th. Only 2 teams have grounded into more. Pudge Rodriguez struck out in the second inning. Showing bunt. There's ball one. Pudge has 235 hits in interleague play. That's 5th on the all-time list. It's a 2-ball, no strike count. Greinke experimented with a changeup extensively this spring. The hitters were on it, but he really didn't care about the results. He just mastered that pitch.
Yeah, it's another weapon for him against the left-handed hitters. He doesn't need anything against the righties besides that fastball breaking ball combination, but against the lefties a changeup. It'll be a good weapon for him. He's used it a couple times here tonight.
Three balls and a strike. Joe Mesh. It's a 4.11 ERA. He's made 15 starts. He has really become the workhorse of this rotation, but with Mesh, who signed as a free agent, and Greinke, developed by the farm system, the Royals have a very good 1-2 punch. Averaging 109 pitches per start, 64 tonight. Bullpen has been going through some troubles for Kansas City recently. Bounce slowly. Tien makes it in the 4th inning. No runs, a hit, nobody left for the Astros. 2-1 Kansas City.
here with one of the newest members of the Houston Texans, tight end from Rice, James Casey, and his lovely wife, Kylie. You guys are out here taking in a game for a couple reasons. One, I know you've got a connection over there with the Kansas City Royals, don't you?
Yeah, tonight I got to reunite with an old friend of mine I played with when I was playing. I played professional baseball before, and I played with the Fort Worth Cats. And Luke, I got to meet with him earlier. And then also, Lance is from Rice. I'm always rooting for the Rice guys.
So you're coming out here taking in a game, but you just finished up OTAs with the Texans, organized training activities, of course. What were your thoughts, and sort of how did you fit in there?
I thought it went really well. It was nice to get the first experience of being an NFL player, through with. And now, we're into the offseason now, just working out, running, and trying to get ready for training camp. But overall, I thought I did really well. And I was excited about it and just, happy I got to stay here in Houston.
And, Kylie, when he talks about staying in Houston, I know you both were happy because on draft day, you guys were down there at the press conference in like 5 minutes. You said, I'll be right there. I mean, how cool is this for you guys to be here in Houston, for him to be playing football here?
It's awesome, and I also go to U of H, so I get to stay in school and finish up and just stay at home. We're very excited.
All right, well, we are great. It's great that you're staying here in Houston, and we look forward to seeing you at the tight end position with the Texans.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, guys.
Good to see Luke Hochaber, who is his teammate with the Fort Worth Cats, reaching tomorrow night for Kansas City. 3 balls and no strikes to Zach Greinke. I'm thinking Owls. And it's 3-1 now.
I mentioned that Greinke hit a home run off Russ a while back in Arizona, so he's got him right where he wants him. 3-1. You only get so many cracks at it as an American leaguer. You're taking a big swing here. He gets a strike.
It's underneath it, fly ball. Hunter Pence in right. What's on tap for the Astros is brought to you by Bud Light, showing you the rest of the series. Luke Hochaber and Roy Oswalt tomorrow, 6:30 for Astros Live. Brian Bannister and Brian Moeller have a day game engagement Thursday, 12:30 for Astros Live for that one. Tight one here tonight, 2-1. The Astros have the lead in hits, 5-3, no errors. As Mitch Meyer bats. Strike one for Russ Ortiz. 7-6 in interleague play. The Astros 4-2 in his 6 starts this year. It's 0-2 to Meyer with De Jesus on deck. The Astros are 3-6 against the American League clubs this season. 97 and 97 overall. 1-2. Royals are 5-7 against the National League.
Imagine Trey Hillman went to Meyer before the game and said, here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking I'm going to hit Jack. You don't have a big issue with this, do you, pal? Be offended. There's no reflection on you. It's just a strategic move because Tony La Russa does it and it works for them. Easier to ask a young guy like Meyer as opposed to a 6 or 7 year veteran.
Now what's he going to say? Yeah, I have a real problem with that, Skip, and I ain't doing it. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
It's like that old line about getting old sucks. Well, it's better than the alternative. Batting 9 sucks. Well, it's probably better than the alternative. You hit 4th down in AAA if you want.
Foul ball. Of course, some managers should do this. Joe Torre did it once this year. Want to try to get sort of an extra leadoff man. That's the way they describe it, in the 9 spot. And then that could create more RBI opportunities for the guys who hit 2nd and 3rd. But it all depends upon how things work out during the game, any given game. Who knows how that's going to go?
Yeah, I've read some stuff on it, and I'm guessing the Cardinals have got some very thorough research on it, and Hillman probably has seen something. And there must be some study out there that supports it, that there's more RBI opportunities with the pitcher in the 8 hole for your 3rd place hitter. I'm guessing it's very, very.
Struck him out. Strikeout number 2, both of them on Meyer.
What's he supposed to do? His self-esteem is shattered. He's hitting behind the pitcher. Skip, you want to hit me 9th? I'll give you a 9th place performance.
Now DeJesus is grounded out and walked. Well, you know, it might do something to a guy's psyche, but you just isolate all that out. You're in the batter's box. You're trying to get on base. Try to simplify it for yourself. Don't get all caught up in where you're hitting. Here's ball 1 to DeJesus. Brad Penny started for Boston at Washington. It's 4-3. The Red Sox lead in the top of the 7th inning. John Lennon pitched well for Washington.
That was a great shot of Darren Erstad anticipating the pitch. Never takes a pitch off, always at the ready. There's a rhythm to playing the field. After the pitch, stand up, stroll around a little bit, relax. You can't be at max concentration all the time. And as the pitcher comes set, there you go. Eye on the pitcher, then he'll track the ball home.
Well, you mentioned it earlier that Russ Ortiz does have a deliberate style. And sometimes the fielders have to work a little bit harder on that. But Erstad would be a good guy to describe what it takes to concentrate defensively. He's played 169 games without making an error.
When you watch him take ground balls during batting practice, he really works hard at it. Not to say that others don't, but you know, most guys go out and they take the ground balls, and it's kind of a, as you'd expect, you get into a routine and a flow, and you put in a certain amount of effort. With Darren, it's pretty intense.
Ortiz has thrown 80 pitches, 49 have been strikes. That's close.
And especially when you're not playing every day. I think for the bench guys, the BP and the pregame work becomes very important. It's our opportunity to get out there and really get some work in and try to get ready for that, you know, one at bat or defensive replacement assignment late in the game.
Fly ball outside the left field line. Carlos Lee coming over. Lance Berkman was honored before the game for hitting his 300th home run recently. Ceremony around home plate. And Lance got to the ballpark later than normal because of the arrival of his 4th daughter yesterday. Number 300 in Arizona.
He's got 100 now for each of his first 3 daughters, so now he's got to take care of Abigail. Don't knock it over. The bat, the ball, the lineup card, some photos. That's pretty nice.
Yes. Playing with Ray Tal Smith there. And a strikeout for Ortiz. Number 3 finishes the top of the 5th inning, 2-1 Kansas City. Here in Houston in the bottom of the 5th inning, and it's Zach Greinke with that 1-run lead facing Kazuo Matsui, who singled up the middle. Now he drops down a bunt. It hugs the line. Greinke trying to blow on it. And it does roll foul. Of course, that's not allowed. But Lenny Randall tried it one time. And that one almost turned out to be a bunt single for Matsui, but it's strike one.
If he gets it up on the grass, he's got himself a base hit, but man, a feeling on the dirt there, it was going to ultimately clip that grass and roll foul. Good decision by Greinke to lay off and let it run its course.
Matsui back to the plate. Ortiz is on deck, so Matsui's trying to reach. Ortiz could then sacrifice him. Smacks it into right field and does it that way. He's 2 for 2 tonight. Stay right on that curveball. Astros baseball on Fox Sports Houston is brought to you by AT&T, by Dodge, by the MD Anderson Cancer Center, and by Southwest Airlines. Russ Ortiz put down a sacrifice bunt in the 2nd inning. Matsui had singled. That was out number 2. And now with nobody out, and the third baseman Tien creeping in on the grass. He squares, puts this one down, foul, strike one.
Tien coming so aggressively is going to force Russ to try to direct that ball towards first base. We talked last time he was up there where the challenge it is to get a bunt down against a guy like Greinke. So might think about pulling the bat back and trying to slash it, maybe starting Matsui.
So goes over to first.
It's the good thing about having a guy like Matsui in the 8-hole who can run a little bit. You don't need a perfect bunt to advance him.
That's high. 1-1. He starts a nice run for the Astros at home. 13 of the next 20 at home for the Astros.
If the Royals and the Tigers then were done with Interleague, then out to San Diego, San Francisco before coming back home.
Pittsburgh and Washington on that homestand. Bunted to Greinke. He'll wheel and fire to second, and on the stretch gets the out. Bloomquist took that throw, and Ortiz bunts into a force play from 1 to 6.
Yeah, we talked about Greinke's athleticism earlier and on display there. He really pounces on this bunt. Good aggressive play to nail that lead runner.
Delphine Colon made the out call. Michael Bourne, the batter. Up and in for ball one. He's 0 for 2. A line drive to right and a fly ball to center. David Huff of the Indians is blanking the Pirates 5-0. They're in the top of the 9th at PNC Park. This fly ball hits for left to Jesus. 2 outs. With Jeff Keppinger coming up. Kepinger's bounced out twice. The first time up, Callaspo made an excellent play on him up the middle. 6 hits for the Astros, all singles off Zach Greinke. Tony Peralta hit his 4th home run for the Tribe tonight. There's a note today in one of the newspapers that ownership of the Indians is going to be meeting with General Manager Mark Shapiro soon.
Yeah, things have not gone according to plan over there the last couple of seasons.
Strike to Keppinger.
Tribe 29 and 42, 10 games behind Detroit. They've dropped 6 in a row.
Texas trying to rebound from a loss last night, leads LSU. 1-2. Cincinnati Reds are 34-34. They're playing at Toronto and losing to the Blue Jays 7-4 in the bottom of the 7th inning. Micah Owings started against Brian Tallett. Temperatures down on strikes to end the Astros 5th. Strikeout number 2 for Greinke. No runs a hit. One man left for the Astros. 2-1 Kansas City. Dodge Grab Live feature. Here's Chris Sampson on his favorite movie.
Favorite movie of all time? Oh man, Tombstone's a good one. I like Tombstone, like the old West movie with Wyatt Earp and all that. So I kind of watch that quite a bit.
Number 43 in the Astros bullpen. It's one of those nights when the bullpens might decide it. 2-1 ball game after 5.
You gotta have kind of that gunslinger mentality when you come out of the pen. Spurs jangling.
Yeah. It might be high noon about the 7th inning for him. Willie Bloomquist is 0 for 2. There's ball 1 for Bloomquist. Twice he's hit the ball on the ground. Russ Ortiz has retired 7 in a row after the go-ahead homer from Billy Butler in the 3rd inning. Russ has won 113 in his career, losing 84. His last 11 games, his ERA is 2.59. It's 2 balls, no strikes. Russ has pitched well in this ballpark this year. In the air to right field, Hunter Pence waiting. 1 out.
Fox Sports Houston is now on Facebook. Expand your sporting network. Stay connected by logging on to Facebook.com and searching for Fox Sports Houston. Home teams all the time. Well, you know, Zach Greinke tonight. And we got the Tigers coming to town. We talked about Jackson. I don't know if we'll see Verlander or not. And then you got the Giants in the next road trip with Lincecum and Kane and all those guys. So the Astros got to get some pretty stout pitching here next couple of weeks.
Looks like we will see Verlander. Billy Butler looks at ball 1. He pitched Sunday.
So he's likely up Friday.
Two balls, no strikes. So, yeah, Verlander really dial it up.
And Jackson likely on Sunday.
standing arms.
Yeah, this guy has hit triple digits.
Verlander saved something for later, too. Ripped by the third baseman Keppinger into the corner and left. Butler's digging for his second extra base hit of the game. He has a double. That's his 20th.
He went down and got that curveball for the home run that he hit a long way. Now he turns on a fastball. Good looking young hitter. Man, about some bat speed.
Turned on that pitch. Butler getting the call tonight with Mike Jacobs on the bench. Right-hander against right-hander. He's making Trey Hillman look knowledgeable with that decision. Jose Guillen is 1 for 2, a single to left field.
Trey Hillman's been around the game a long time. As a kid, he used to spend some time working in the clubhouse, the visiting clubhouse in Arlington. So got to know the likes of Billy Martin and Harvey Keene and some of those old-time managers. Played 3 or 4 years of minor league ball. Originally signed with the Indians, and I think he spent some time. Well, he spent a lot of time coaching in the Yankees organization.
His third base coach is Dave Owens, Spike Owens' brother. Strike call makes it 0-2 to Guillen. Dave Owens signed Michael Bourne for the Phillies. Keppinger looks the runner back, throws to first on a hot grounder. It's out number 2. Martin will bat next. He singled to left and grounded out to second. Hillman took really a lesser light type team in Japan to a championship. And then a lot of players did not return from that season. He had a new cast for the next year and went into the championship series again the next year. Gained quite a reputation. Last year he was at the helm when the Royals went 18-8 in September. That was the best record in the majors last September. Ball 1-10. Hillman managed his team to the 2007 Japan World Series. And he defeated Bobby Valentine's team. PCL Pacific League Championship. Dropped the Japan Series to the Chunichi Dragons.
Dragons are loaded.
Are they?
Yeah. They breathe fire.
Yes, they do.
The Astros used to breathe orange fire back in the day.
Whatever happened to that?
I don't know. To break that out again, that song.
That might come in handy this year. 2 balls, no strikes to 10. Tien 27 years old. He had 15 homers last year. That one to Erstad's right, and he tosses to Ortiz. Perfect lead toss for out number 3. 3-1. No runs a hit. A man stranded. 2-1. Kansas City. Brewed Coors Light freeze cam now on Russ Ortiz strikeouts. See that location. A bat underneath the baseball. And once again, they can't square it up as Russ is changing things up on these hitters. He has struck out 3, and there they are. Brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light freeze cam. And it's a 2-1 lead for his mound opponent, Zach Greinke. Pence, Lee, and Tejada will try to change that here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Hunter is 1 for 2. Single to right and came around to score on the Tejada single. This one rolls to third. Tian with the throw just in time. One pitch, one out in the 6th for Greinke.
Sometimes what you need to beat a guy like Greinke is just some little breaks to go your way. A little squibbler turns into a hit, maybe a misplay, but Tian does everything just right. You get Hunter, who's busting it down the line by just a whisker.
Well, Hunter 1 for 3 now, almost reached. Now it's Carlos Lee. He hit a hanging slider for a single in the 1st inning. Hit a fly ball to center in the 3rd. Cubs lost as Detroit got 2 in the bottom of the 9th, 5-4. Ball 1 from Greinke. Came on a 2-run homer by Ryan Rayburn off Kevin Gregg. Brandon Lyon won it. Sharply hit but played perfectly by Callaspo, who's stationed up the middle for out number 2. Happy birthday to Jim DeShays. How about that?
How did you get your hands on that?
We don't know. But there it is.
Oh, that's beautiful. See, last year, here's the birthday list.
LT.
Yeah. June Carter Cash. Bert Convey, Tattletales. Wilma Rudolph, too.
Yeah, only you know who Wolfgang Keppen is.
The one I remember, because when you're a kid, you always check out the baseball cards to see who shares your birthday.
Yeah.
And I always remember that Tom Hallett, the catcher, shared my birthday.
Brother Bill was an umpire.
Yep. But last year, the girls threw me a pirate birthday party. They've gotten into this thing that they're going to throw me a party like with a little boy theme every year. So last year was pirate, this year was cowboy.
Okay.
And boy, they work hard at it, too.
Looked like it. Rounded up with some nice looking hats.
Yeah. Had the horse cupcakes, 3-hour production.
Good. Tejada's 2 for 2 tonight with the RBI in the 1st inning. He's at 1-2 in the count. Greinke has thrown 83 pitches. He's looking fresh as a daisy right now. He had a streak of 111 innings without allowing a homer. 2-2.
You see the breakdown inning by inning. Worked hard in the 1st, again in the 3rd. Other than that, he's been very economical with his pitches.
And he gets strikeout number 3, looking to end the 6th inning with Kansas City up 2-1.
are the Astros finalists in People Magazine's All-Stars Among Us. Through tomorrow, you can vote for one of these fine fellows by going to foxsports.com, clicking on the link for All-Stars Among Us. The winner from each Major League city will be honored before the All-Star game on Tuesday, July 14th. That will be seen on Fox. So congratulations to those 3 guys for their good work. And good luck. That's an interesting usage of the Puma paw that they gave away here tonight.
Russ Ortiz comes back out for the 7th inning and throwing ball 1 to Callaspo. Using it as a sort of a mouthpiece. Callaspo walked and he grounded out. Ortiz had 96 pitches for the evening in this 2-1 game. Pop up. Tejada underneath. 1 out in the 7th for Russ.
Fairly predictable the way this game has gone, with Greinke on the hill for the Royals, one of the best in the business. Russ Ortiz has been on a nice roll of late. The Royals struggling offensively. I had a feeling this was going to be a low-scoring affair.
Olivo has an RBI, bouncing into a forced play at third. He was 0 for 2 in this game. Ball 1 from Ortiz. Ortiz with the 6 1/3 innings now has a high for innings pitched in a game this season. His .778 career winning percentage in this ballpark ties as the highest in the history of the stadium. 2 balls, no strikes. The Astros might be able to pinch hit for him. They'll need to get a runner on in the bottom of the 7th inning if he completes the top half.
Brownie, do you have Joel Pinheiro on your fantasy team?
No. What did he do?
7 innings of 1-hit shutout baseball so far tonight.
He left his last start with a cramp problem. Had to carry him off the field. 2 balls and strike.
Olivo 2-0, cheating out a fastball there. He saw that head in the third base dugout. And Russ wasn't going to give in, threw him a little breaking pitch.
Chases that one at its 2-2. Do you have Tommy Hanson on your fantasy team?
No, I would like to get him though. How's he doing?
Great.
He just kind of swinging and hoping the ball's in the same plane as the bat there.
Hanson went 5 1/3 scoreless tonight for the Braves. They lead the Yankees 4-0 in the top of the 9th in Atlanta. Hanson's put some good starts together since he was called up instead of Tom Glavine, actually.
Has Tommy Glavine officially announced his retirement?
I think he said he would wait until the end of the season to decide. He said he would not play anywhere this year.
If he does retire, then he and Greg Maddux will be eligible for the Hall of Fame at the same time.
That could be fun.
Yeah. And Smoltz is due to make a start here, right, in the next couple of days for Boston?
Yes, he is. Daisuke went on the disabled list, and the Red Sox made it clear that would not be a short-term thing.
Yeah, he's got a swollen ERA.
Hammered toward the left field corner. Olivo comes flying out of the box, heading for second base. Carlos Lee with a throw. Slides in with a double. Number 8 of the year for Olivo.
Yeah, you get the feeling there that Russ just threw a pitch that fit Olivo's swing. He was cheating on that fastball most of that at bat, looking for something in. He had feeble swings at the breaking ball away, and he finally got a pitch up and in. Not a terrible pitch. You can jam a lot of guys up there, but when you got a hitter cheating on a fastball, it's a little bit different story.
He's in scoring position for the pitcher, Zach Greinke. Bouncer off the end of the bat, charged by Tejada. He gets Greinke. Olivo to third, 2 outs.
Renke, a good athlete, running hard down the line, and Mickey has to come in and make a play. I mean, normally with a pitcher going down the line, you don't have to hurry that much. But Renke, very athletic.
Now Cecil Cooper comes out. Lefty hitting Mitch Meyer is ready to hit. Tim Burdock has been warming up in the bullpen. Coop could create a lefty on lefty matchup. Ortiz has thrown 105 pitches.
He's punched out Meyer twice already tonight, and he's on the wrong end of this decision 2-1. So I think there was no way he was going to remove Russ from this game.
I just wanted to hear that Russ was fine physically after 6 2/3 innings of 5-hit 2-run baseball. 105 pitches, his second high. He threw 116 in 5 innings against the Dodgers April 21st. Meyer looks at ball 1. De Jesus on deck. Royals bullpen has 9 saves and 10 blown saves. Ball, 1 strike on a changeup from Ortiz.
Yeah, this is a dandy. Really sells it well with the hand speed. And Meyer way out in front.
Orioles 6, Marlins 6. Bottom of the 10th inning at Landshark Stadium. Two and 1.
Any updates on Q's back today, Brownie? I didn't hear
anything more on him. Check. He said it was a mid-back strain when we got on the airplane Sunday. I don't think it would be a long-term problem. Two and 2 to Mitch Meyer.
Strikeout has plagued Meyer throughout his minor league career as well. He's got some pop in his bat, capable of giving you 10, 15 home runs in a season. Lots of swings and misses here tonight.
Ramirez at a grand slam for the Marlins, his 10th home run. Strike 3. Russ Ortiz gets it done with strikeout number 4, putting in that 110 pitches. Now the Astros fans are standing for the 7th inning stretch. The score 2-1 Royals. Zach Greinke has really done a nice job. 6 innings, 1 run. He struck out 3, has not walked anybody. He has given up 6 hits. They've all been singles. Miguel Tejada had an RBI single in the first. The Astros had 3 straight hits with 2 outs in that inning. And And as you see, all the Astros hits have been singles. Meanwhile, the Royals have a homer and a double from Butler and a double from Olivo. 2-1 ball game. Greinke kneeling behind the mound. Now it's Darren Erstad up in the bottom of the 7th inning. Erstad is 0 for 2. Firestone in-game box score showing you the sprinkling of hits in the Houston lineup. Tejada with a couple. Matsui with 2. Erstad came up with runners at first and second and grounded out in the 1st inning. Then he bounced into a double play in the 4th. Now he bunts. It's in the air to the first baseman Butler. 1 pitch, 1 out for Greinke in the home 7th. 30,049 the paid attendance.
Astros trying to get something going against Greinke here, and good idea. Just the execution you're looking for.
Buzz Rodriguez struck out and grounded out.
Greinke, the kind of guy with his stuff that force you to get a little creative, trying to make something happen.
Greinke takes with Pudge taking. He's behind. 1 ball, no strikes.
Kid's got a good arm.
Yes, he does.
And the fact that their bullpen has struggled, Trey Hillman's going to give Greinke every opportunity, I would think, to finish this ball game. If the Astros have been able to work the count a little bit more, extend some of those innings.
Oh, that'll help. Liner to left, a hit for Pudge. First hit since the 5th for an Astro. 7 straight had been retired. Pudge is on the board.
Great look there at the swing as he kept his head down, and contrast that with the swings Olivo was having last inning on the breaking pitch, how he was pulling off the ball. Great example, staying on that breaking pitch, moving down and away.
And Matt Keita comes out to the on-deck circle. Pitcher spot due up next. Matsui's 2 for 2. A single to center, another single to right. He takes, and it's strike 1. Jason Michaels there on the bench. Lance Berkman is there on the bench. Nice pitcher's duel in this one. No balls, 2 strikes. Greinke threw that one at 94 miles per hour. He's thrown 91 pitches, consistently over 100 this year in every start except his first one, and he threw 95 pitches in his first one. Matsui is down on strikes. Strikeout number 4. And now it's going to be Keita pinch hitting for Ortiz.
It's a power breaking ball there. Casual, who won the first 2 battles against Greinke, was not going to get him the 3rd time. A nasty pitch.
Fine evening for Russ Ortiz. 7 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs allowed. Russ had 2 walks and 4 strikeouts.
I'm just saying, 1 pitch. I wish I had 1 pitch back.
Bob McClure is the pitching coach, Kansas City. This went to the mound, and it is a 2-1 lead with 2 outs. Matt Keita, the pinch hitter. Pudge Rodriguez, the runner. Keita, a 190 hitter with the Astros, 4 hits and 21 at bats. Switch hitter. And it's strike 1. Keita's 1 for 5 as a pinch hitter, 4 for 21 overall. Astros pinch hitters 12 for 90. No homers, 7 runs batted in. Michael Bourne's on deck. Foul pop out of play. It's 0-2 for Greinke. Greinke with that medication treating the social anxiety disorder now Enjoys the clubhouse environment with his teammates much more than he did before. He said he hated being in the clubhouse all the time before.
Yeah, what a burden to be that talented and have your talent take you to a place where you have to confront some of those things you're not comfortable with.
Yep.
Good for him for overcoming it and getting an opportunity to take full advantage of his skills as a player.
Sounds as if the Royals really handled it with compassion and concern for him, too. Still 0-2. He just walked away. Spring training. Wasn't enjoying the game anymore.
I don't know if that's what's going on with the governor of South Carolina.
Don't know anything about that.
Yeah, he's disappeared for like 4 days.
Really?
Yeah.
Swing and a miss. That's strikeout number 5. No runs ahead. A man stranded. 2-1 Royals after 7.
Honor some of the great moments in the ballpark. We present the 10-year bracket challenge. Quarterfinals continue this week. Biggio's final game in 2007 versus JK's home run in the bottom of the ninth, Game 5 of the 04 NLCS. Go to Astros.com. Cast your vote today. Roberto Arias now on for the Astros after 7 solid innings from Russ Ortiz. 1-0, 245. This is his 18th trip to the bump. 3-2 scoreless on the recent road trip. It's been a while since he's allowed a run. And really, he'll afford to give up any here either. Like Greinke's going along.
Faces the top of the order. De Jesus, Bloomquist, and Butler due up for Kansas City. De Jesus is 0 for 2 with a walk. Ball 1. Arias has the best figures of anybody in the Astros staff for ground ball outs compared to fly ball outs. 2.7 ground ball outs for every out in the air.
It's good sinking action on his fastball. When he stays on the pitch, he has a tendency at times to fly open and the pitch will stay up. But when he keeps that front shoulder closed, it'll be good movement down and away from the left-handed hitters and in on the knuckles of the right-handed hitters. Talking about Greinke's breaking pitch. Arias has got a plus curveball as well.
Sure does. He got the win in Texas last Thursday night. Faced one batter in a tie game and retired him with a man on base. All the way to 2-2. Worked 3 scoreless innings in one of the Astros' losses in Texas.
Go. That is a hero. No, son, you're going to have to wait your turn. All right.
All matched up in their gear tonight. Slips away from Arias. Count on to Jesus. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
And see, that's something that people, sandpaper, spitballs, pine tar. I never thought about a cotton candy ball. Cotton candy on your fingers. You kind of get, nothing else, you get some good grip on your curveball.
Yeah, especially on those rainy nights. It's a leadoff walk to Jesus. Stay tuned after the game for Astros Live, presented by M.D. Anderson with Kevin Eschenfelder and Allison Footer. You'll have interleague highlights from Danielle Sargent of the final score, a preview of Roy O's start tomorrow, and from Cesar Cooper.
Well, the Astros have the top of their order due up in the bottom half of the inning, so maybe their best chance. Got to keep the Royals at bay here. Bloomquist maybe looking to drop a bunt down here. Hey, hey. Get it through your head.
A forceful conversation there. Foul back by Bloomquist. Strike 1. He's 0 for 3. Well, we've seen various techniques over the years of trying to reinforce a point with pitchers. Grabbing them, and like Maddox does, putting that thumb on the collarbone area. Try to sense if their pulse has quickened. Up the right field line, fouling out a play. Haven't quite seen that pat on the head before.
Yeah, that's kind of good. Well, my favorite was Jim Marshall when I played for him down in AA when he came out to take the pitcher out and called him meat.
Oh.
Give me the ball, meat. You're done. It's just about as cold as you could get.
Yeah. That's pretty cold. Did he call you anything other than that off the field?
Oh, no, it wasn't me. He only did it like twice.
Okay. Bloomquist caught looking. That's out number 1 for Arias.
Now, I'm not sure if Bloomquist, I'm assuming Bloomquist is the type of guy capable of getting a bunt down. I'm a little bit surprised at this stage of the ball game that they weren't thinking of playing for a run there.
Our power play is brought to you by Reliant Energy. And it was 1-1 in the 3rd inning with 2 outs, nobody on. Billy Butler yanked one to left. Got into that one very nicely. It's been 2-1 ever since that home run in the top of the 3rd.
And maybe that's why Trey Hillman didn't have Bloomquist bunt there. Maybe he was fearful that the Astros would put Butler on with first base open. He's had the best swings of anybody in the game tonight.
Butler with a home run and a double. Also a ground ball to third. He's pulled the ball every time tonight. Blue Jays beat the Reds 7-5 in Toronto. Home runs from Scott Rowland, Rod Barajas, and Marco Scutaro. The Reds have lost. The Cubs have lost. Cardinals are winning 3-0 after 8 in New York. Ball 1 to Butler. Pittsburgh lost to Cleveland 5-4. They rallied from 5-0 to make it interesting.
One of those ground balls right here.
2-0 to Butler.
I'm going to throw the breaking ball to the outer third. That's what I talked about earlier. When he flies open, the fastball will flatten out and the curveball will hang inside of the right-handed hitter. It's pretty much in a situation here where he has to throw a fastball, but not as disadvantage of some because he gets such good movement. No, he did come with a breaking pitch.
2-1. He came right back with it and threw it a lot better than he had on the previous offer.
Best chance to make the adjustment.
Phillies ripped Tampa Bay on the road 10-1. So he's ugly homer. Drove in 4. 3 balls and strike. Phillies have been miserable at home, but on the road, totally different story. They just snapped a 6-game losing streak. They're now 24-9 on the road. Jamie Moyer won it. They beat David Price tonight.
Wow. Pretty good differential in the velocity of those two guys. Price throwing at about 97 and Jamie rushing it up there at about 82.
Yeah.
In the 82-1.
Talent was a winner for Toronto over Cincinnati's Michael Owens. Ray Hansen won for Atlanta, shutting out the Yankees with relief help. 4-0. 10-man long. 3-1. Runner going. Swing and a miss. Now the runner gets back. And it's 3-2 now.
Jesus with a late break here. He's counting on contact at ball 4, and when Butler comes up empty, he's still close enough where he can slam on the brakes and trot back.
Right on the corner, got him looking. Butler is victim number 2. He didn't think so on the Mark Wegner call.
3 hitters. The ball's not been put in play yet. A walk and a couple of punch outs looking. Butler thought that ball was off the outside edge. Borderline. Probably one you ought to be hacking at with 2 strikes.
Jose Guillen, single to left. He's 1 for 3. It's a line shot foul.
Which wasn't so much hit as rejected. Get out of here. Get out of my face with that.
Turned on that one. Joel Pinheiro pitched a complete game 2-hit shutout for the Cardinals. 3-0 over the Mets.
Thumbs up.
Good.
And the usher down there. Everybody's okay.
That's a screamer. Livan Hernandez was the loser for the Mets tonight. 1 ball, 1 strike. The Cardinals have been really playing well, considering the fact that they did not have one of their strong starting pitchers, Kyle Loesch. Grounder to second. Matsui to Erstad. In the 8th inning, no runs, no hits, and a man stranded for Kansas City. 2-1 Royals. Rapid rewind. AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, your world delivered. Michael Bourne, it's a looping line drive, hit to center field on the 0-1 pitch. And in the bottom of the 8th inning from Zach Greinke. Bourne now 1 for 4. And the Astros get hit number 8. Try to stir up trouble for Greinke.
Michael able to get on top and muscle that high fastball into shallow center field. Now decision time for Cecil Cooper, and this is a decision the manager's pretty much already made as the inning unfolds before it even starts. He thinks, okay, what am I going to do here if Bourne reaches? I'm going to have Keppinger bunt him over, going to try to steal the bag. How are we going to play it? And if recent history is any indication, Keppinger likely bunting here.
Pitch number 100 coming from Greinke. First of all, a toss on Bourne, who leads the league in steals with 24 and 31 tries. Royals have some bullpen action going. Hunter Pence on deck. Greinke with a toss over.
And Keppinger not tipping his hand. A lot of times the manager will have the pitcher throw over in hopes that with the movement of the pitcher, the hitter will indicate whether he's going to square around or not. Keppinger has not budged, and Bourne wants timeout and wants to take a look at the signs from Dave Clark one more time.
The Royals are warming up their closer, Joakim Soria. The bunt goes up the first base line. Very well done by Keppinger. No chance for Greinke to do what he did earlier and get a force play at second in the 5th inning.
Yep, Greinke having to drift over towards the line to handle that bunt. Had no option but first base.
Keppinger advances Bourne. Now it's Hunter Pence. Pence singled to right in the first inning. He's grounded out twice since then. Carlos Lee's on deck, giving the Astros 2 cracks at driving in this tying run. The fastball is ball 1. Twins are starting a 3-city road trip. They lead at Milwaukee 7-3 in the bottom of the 6th. Francisco Liriano went 5 for them. Jeff Suppan went 5 for the Brewers. One ball, 1 strike to Hunter.
Actually, I thought that ball got him up on the wrist. Jammed his thumb a little bit.
Dodgers are leading at Chicago over the White Sox 5-1, batting in the top of the 9th. James Loney hit his 5th. Now 2 balls and a strike.
Alberto Callasco really working hard trying to keep Michael Bourne close at second base, leaving Hunter a pretty good hole on the right side, although Butler has now slid further off the line to try to take away that hole.
That's a shortstop. Bourne's going to third. Throw in time from Bloomquist. 2 outs. Bourne at third base now. Carlos Lee into the batter's box. He's 1 for 3.
This is where Carlos really excelled last year. Big 2-out RBI opportunities. He was outstanding. Michael's got to be heads up down there. Curveball in the dirt, kicks away.
Ball 1. Otto on deck. A game like this, this at bat seems awfully big. 2 outs, runner at third, 8th inning.
Try to get fancy with it either. Just reared back and threw a 96-mile-an-hour heater right over the fat part of the plate. Catch me if you can heater. Carlos cannot get to that one. I would really be surprised if he threw him the slider. That's the pitch that Carlos hit back in the first.
High chop was short. Bloomquist with the throw to first to end it in the Astros 8th. No runs ahead. A runner stranded at third. 2-1 Kansas City.
At Woodridge, you can win 2 sweet tickets for the Reds-Astros game on September 26th. Have a chance to be on the field for BP, throw out a first pitch, hang out with Troy, a very engaging, interesting guy. Again, 11 till noon tomorrow. Tim Burdack now works the top half of the ninth after Arias. You see the breakdown, lefties and righties. Last worked Tuesday at Texas, so it's been a while.
Been warmed up and ready several times, but now as he comes in, it's against the lefty hitting Mark Teahen. Teahen 1 for 3. Bunted off the screen for strike one. Switch hitting Callaspo on deck, and Olivo to bat third here in the ninth for Kansas City. Alberto Arias in 1 inning, allowed no hits, no runs. He had 1 walk. Andrew Fan 2. Well pitched game tonight by both clubs. Balls, 2 strikes to Teahen. Arizona has scored 2 in each of the first 2 innings and leads Texas 4-0 after 2. Justin Upton is 14th. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Rangers doing a little bit of a fade right now. Their lead is 1 game over the Angels. Lost 4 in a row, in fact. It's 2-2. And Scherzer has the lead for the D-backs against Matt Harrison. Fouled away. So 2-2 for Tim Burdack. Tim was saying the other night, this is the first time he's ever returned for a 2nd year with 1 major league club. And he's kind of thinking things through with the hitters being more familiar with him now. He gets a swing and a miss, and strikeout number 7 for Astros pitching.
A lot of breaking balls early, and then this fastball not intended to be up there. He just airmails the fastball up and in, got away with it. Teahen not able to lay off. Clavicle high heater.
Cecil Cooper has his eye on the bullpen now, and he has already signified that he wants to make a move here. Callaspo's better side is his right side. 372, so he wants some batting left against LaTroy Hawkins. 2-1 Kansas City. Back in a moment. Pitcher number 4 for the Astros coming in as Alberto Callaspo gets set.
Hawk working for the 32nd time. He's 1-2 with 9 saves and a 2.93 ERA. Got touched up in Minnesota a couple of days ago. 3 days ago, gave up 2 runs. Valverde able to come in and finish things off. The Astros winning that game 6-5. He worked 4 times on the road trip. It was the only time he gave up any points.
Was on a 2-run homer by Jason Kubel. Up the middle and on through into center field for a hit for Callaspo. 1-out single to get Olivo to the plate.
This breaking ball just hangs. Stays up, and Callaspo shoots it right back through the middle.
Callaspo with no steals in 1 try. Aboard for Olivo. Olivo is certainly a double play candidate. He is 1 for 3 with an RBI.
Royals don't run a lot. They've only stolen 36 bases, but they've been efficient. They've only been caught 8 times, so they pick their spots. And their best threat now, Coco Crisp, is done for the year. He had 13 bags, was caught just twice.
Tony Pena Jr. on deck. Pitcher spot is due up next. Royals closer is Mexican-born Joaquin Soria. Royals have not played a whole lot of close games recently. And in 1-run games this season, they have the worst record in the majors, 4-10. Back strike 1. Ryan Fever does the TV play-by-play for Kansas City. He said only 7 of the last 27 games that involved save situations, close type ball games. A whole lot of blowouts lately. What a job for Zach Greinke tonight. The Astros in the bottom of the 9th have Tejada, Erstad, and Rodriguez due up.
Yeah, and with Greinke up on the railing, I have to assume his night is over. I thought maybe just a decoy with Pena there. But it's like regardless of what happens, Greinke's out of the game. I was going to say, hey, if you get a double play ball, don't turn it. Maybe force him to hit for Greinke. Get him out of here.
No ball. No balls, 2 strikes.
It's a line drive off the inner thigh that Pudge just took. He's going to have to walk that one off a little bit, let the sting subside some. That'll go from purple to green to yellow and finally move on out of here in a couple of weeks.
He was down for a while in Arizona that one night there. Just a brutal position. Got more innings than anybody. Shots back there, but largely avoided the major injuries. Swing and a miss. Olivo down on strikes, 2 outs for Troy Hawkins.
Not unlike the breaking ball Carrasco hit for a base hit, but Olivo is tied up by that one.
Looking like Mike Jacobs is going to come out and replace Pena and come up to hit. Jacobs gives the Royals power as a pinch hitter. He's hit .229 with 10 homers, 26 runs batted in this season for 214 at bats. Jacobs 1 for 4 with an RBI as a pinch hitter.
Dewey Robinson with a chat out there to have a chat, with LaTroy. Obviously just a refresher course on the scouting report for Mike Jacobs. He's been scuffling lately. He's 1 for his last 14.
He's been DHing, so did not get the call in the starting lineup tonight.
Follow the Astros on your iPhone and iPod Touch with MLB.com @BAT2009, featuring play-by-play, video highlights, live audio broadcasts. Visit at Astros.com on your iPhone or iPod Touch.
Jacobs 0 for 11 in the St. Louis series. Did draw 6 walks in 9 games on the Royals homestand. Now he steps up in a key situation with his club up by 1, 2 outs, runner at first base.
Good spot. And Jacobs, like a lot of lefties with power, handle the ball down and out away a little bit, down and in, but up and in. He's got a bit of a hole. Swing can get a little long, and you can beat him with a good fastball up there.
Jacobs hit the Astros very well last year. 11 for 21, 524. 1 ball, 1 strike to Mike. .319 career hitter against Houston with 4 homers and 69 at bats. Jacobs 28 years old from Chula Vista, California. Came up with the Mets, then he was traded to Florida. The Delgado deal, Kansas City got him in a trade last October for relief pitcher Leo Nunez. Last year for Florida, he hit 32 bombs and drove in 93 runs. Toss over on Callaspo. American League players usually do not get extensive opportunities to pinch hit. Kansas City has only 28 at-bats by pinch hitters this season with 6 hits. Delivers a strike. It's 1-2.
Came off that fastball, little slider. Stayed on the plate. That's a pitch Jacobs can handle. I think he's just looking for a heater there.
A 2-1 game here in the 9th inning for LaTroy Hawkins. Jacobs started the bat, and the appeal goes down to third, but he checked his swing on the call by Tim Timmons. 2-2.
Bigger breaking ball this time. This is a strikeout curveball. Real nice pitch, and Jacobs able to hold off. See if they'll go back inside now with the fastball.
Fouled away by Jacobs. Luke Hochevar, a 2-3 record with a 6.61 ERA, gets a start against Roy Oswalt tomorrow night. Roy 3-4 with a 4.48. Thursday afternoon, it's Brian Bannister, son of former Astro Floyd Bannister, and Brian Moeller. 105 start on Thursday. Curveball foul.
One with some pretty good pitches here to stay alive. Took a shot with the high fastball again the previous pitch, drifted over the plate a little bit, and then back with his curveball. He's thrown two real good breaking pitches now. In the last three, he was able to lay off one and just get a piece of that one. And sometimes for a hitter, that's what it's all about. Just hang in there long enough and hope you get a mistake that you can do something with. Back in the fastball.
In the air to center. Michael Bourne was very deep. He turns in shallow now for the catch. No runs, a hit, a man stranded. Bottom of the ninth coming. Royals 2, Astros 1. By Southwest Airlines, by the Ford F-150, by Bobtail Express, and by Bud Light Line. It's been an entertaining evening here in downtown Houston. Royals 2, Astros 1, bottom of the ninth ahead. Meanwhile, there's a new shortstop, Tony Pena Jr. His dad played for Houston and managed Kansas City. Willie Bloomquist has moved. Bloomquist moving from shortstop to right field. Jose Guillen checking out. And here's the closer, Joaquin Soria, born in Monclova, Mexico. He's 1-0 with 7 saves and 8 opportunities.
Yeah, he's got outstanding numbers, better than a strikeout in innings, allowed 1 home run and a 179 batting average. Fastball, curveball, slider, changeup. So somewhat rare, a closer who uses the full arsenal.
Faces Miguel Tejada, who's 2 for 3. And there's strike one. Tejada had the Astros RBI in the first inning. Most blown saves belong to Cleveland in the American League. Kansas City has 10. Soria was out for a time. He missed 17 games with a right rotator cuff strain. Fastball is up, and it's 1-1. Lance Berkman is on deck. The pinch hit for Darren Erstad. Buzz Rodriguez due up third in the inning. Soria had a 1-2-3 ninth inning Sunday against the Cardinals in a loss. It's 1-2. On June 11th in Cleveland, Soria gave up a game-tying double to Johnny Peralta in the 8th inning. It's his first blown save since August 20th of last year, also at Cleveland. Hit towards shallow right center field and loops in for a hit for Tejada. He was a great bad ball hitter, and with 2 strikes, he just punched that one for his 3rd hit of the night.
If you were to ask a hitting coach, what attribute does a great hitter need more than any? And they're going to tell you eye-hand coordination. This is a great example here. Watch how he just throws the head down at that curveball. He's waiting down on the front foot. He's clearly fooled by the pitch, but the good hands allow him to get to that ball and just punch it into right center field. That's pretty incredible.
Now Lance Berkman is announced as the pinch hitter for Darren Erstad. Erstad was 0 for 3. Berkman 241, 14 homers, 38 runs batted in.
He gets to wave the Puma paws now.
He became a father for the 4th time, 4 daughters yesterday. Strike to Berkman, 0 for 1 as a pinch hitter.
Came off that bench swinging, got a fastball to his liking, just a little bit.
In Berkman's career, he is 3 for 42 as a pinch hitter. 1 career walk-off homer. Line drive left field. That's in for a pinch single. First and second, nobody out for Pudge Rodriguez now. Walk over and look at Dave Clark give signs. Rodriguez singled in the 7th inning to left. He's 1 for 3. Ray Hillman striding toward the mound.
Well, the Astros have bunted a lot recently, and it really hasn't led to much. This is a situation where certainly if you feel like Pudge can get the bunt down, it'd be well worth doing it. You put not only the tying run at third base, but the go-ahead run at second base, and you force the Royals to really make a tough call to pull the infield in to cut off the tying run, but in so doing, making it easier for the Astros to score the winning run if you get the bunt down. So it comes down to a matter of trust, whether you think the guy in the batter's box is capable of getting it down or not. And the big fear, of course, if you don't, is the Pudge hits the ball on the ground and hits into a lot of double plays. Tougher for the Royals to turn one because they're set up to defend the bunt. That would give Berkman a big jump down there first base.
Foul back, strike 1. Rogers grounded into 11 double plays. Matsui on deck. Tejada and Berkman with base runners.
That swing of the bat, the Astros are signaling their intention that they're not going to bunt. So Butler backs up, plays behind Lance now at first base.
1-1. Soria just turned 25. Pretty good, isn't it?
Might have been begging.
Soria was signed by the Dodgers and traded to San Diego. He was a Rule 5 pick of Kansas City in December of 06. He was second in saves in the American League with 42 and 45 opportunities last year. He was the Royals pitcher of the year last year. He became one of 14 relievers in Major League history last year to have more saves and hits allowed. 2. Inflammation in his rotator cuff. That's what placed him on the DL. Since he came back, he's made 6 appearances. Tejada led off with a single. Buckman followed with a pinch single. 10 hits for the Astros. Bud strikes out. 1 out for Soria.
Really good fastball right by him. Bud slamming that bat in frustration. Tough to get on that high heater.
Matsui is 2 for 3 tonight. Zach Greinke in 8 innings, allowed 8 hits, 1 run. Had no walks and struck out 5. Number 9 on the line for him. Jason Michaels on deck. And ball 1 to Matsui.
Yeah, what he said.
1-1.
Top of the zone. Even may have helped out just a little bit.
Royals are 25-0 over the lead up 3-0. 1-2.
Soria pounding away at that outside corner. 2-seam fastball. Again, borderline. Levo cradling it there. Gets the call for his pitching.
Swing and a miss at a floater for strikeout number 2 in a row for Soria.
Floater is right. It comes off that fastball with a 72-mile-an-hour curveball. Not a real pretty pitch, but certainly effective. As Caslow tied up in knots.
Jason Michaels is the pinch hitter now for LaTroy Hawkins. With 2/3 of an inning, allowed 1 hit, no runs, with no walks, 1 strikeout. Michaels 188 for the season. 5 runs batted in as a pinch hitter. He's 5 for 27 and has driven in 2.
Well, BP was 4.5, 5 hours ago. Maybe not all that meaningful, but I was watching Jason play BP. Some guys certain nights they look real good in the cage. Pretty impressive this afternoon.
Little roller, Soria in the fielder. Throws to first. And the Royals and Zach Greinke hold off the Astros. Greinke going to 9-3. Soria getting save number 8. Kansas City in a low-scoring game claims the opener of this series and snaps its 5-game losing streak. Kansas City 2, Houston 1. Back in a moment.